Sorry, I'm a minute or two late. Blame those trains. You would take a visual roll call. Is there any comments, public comments on agenda items? Seeing none. Any amendments to the agenda? Seeing none. Okay, consent agenda, A, approved minutes for the regular meeting, and B, the bill listing. Entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Is there any questions, discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. Okay, under business. Fire department, is there any reason we need to go into exec session, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes?
I have a couple things for executive session.
Okay,
Yes.
then let's entertain a motion to go into exec session pursuant to the general provisions of the Open Meetings Act.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
And the time is 8:35. We have several motions that we need to make, and we'll start with the fire department updates. We need a motion to
Pass on Stephen
Pass.
Gutierrez.
Stephen Gutierrez.
I'll make a motion to pass on Stephen Gutierrez.
Okay,
I'll second.
it's been moved and second. Are there any additional discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Can I ask a question on that real quick? Because if you do a pass, isn't it by the bylaws,
He
you actually
stays
have to
on the list.
remove? Yeah, because if you pass, he stays on the list and that's
No, we're
open.
dropping him from the list.
So you wanna remove?
So we should
Remove
really
him
be
from the list. I'm
removing.
sorry.
That's what I had
Remove him
written
from the
down
So
too.
we have to amend the motion.
so
Yeah,
amend the
'cause he
motion
stays on
to
the
say
list, then that's
remove.
open, I go back.
Yeah.
So you agree?
Yes.
Amend the motion to remove.
To remove, yes.
Thanks, Dan.
Yeah.
No way to go back and
That's
say,
okay.
yeah, after I go to.
Because pass can
We
be,
gotta do this
yeah.
again, sorry.
I meant pass over, but yes, remove is a better.
Yeah, I only know what it
A
was.
better
Prior.
term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Come up once.
Okay, so we passed on him.
Removed him.
Yeah, removed him, right.
Strike it.
And I think, was there any additional questions on the amended motion?
No.
If not, favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now we need a conditional offer
Permission to give conditional offer for Kevin Weir,
based
Ben Daly, and Nicole Elsey,
based
on if they pass the polygraph.
Okay,
Which Kevin already passed it, and the other two are scheduled for later this week.
okay.
I'll make the motion.
Glenn makes the motion.
Second.
Al seconds it. Is there any additional questions or comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, motion's passed. Okay,
There's one other thing.
we jump, yeah. So the other,
One more.
you need a motion to start-
Permission to sign a contract, again with IO Solutions to retest, minus the personality portion. And then advertise with the blue line, and then start maybe looking into other advertising like the Daily Dispatch.
So the
And then,
motion to move ahead with. your-
Yes, and then
just-
move the CPAP to the end of probation instead of at time of hire.
You want all that
All
in
in
one
one
motion?
Well, it's all together, so it's up to you guys how you wanna break it out.
I would do retest.
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
retest
Or
I had it
first.
Okay.
separate
Yes.
too. I had it separate,
Yeah.
so.
So retest minus the personality portion with IO
Yeah,
Solutions.
and go with Iowa Solutions, yeah.
That sounds good. I'll make that motion.
Yeah, second.
Okay.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is passed. Okay, now the motion for the CPAP to allow, them to get that before the end of probation. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
No,
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Glenn has made the motion. Al seconded. CPAP can go to the end of probation. Any additional questions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Motion is carried.
Now, what was the other one, with the blue line and
The
all that?
advertising, yes, for
The
Blue Line and
advertising,
then like the
yeah.
Daily Dispatch, or if there's any others out there.
Okay, do we need a motion for that, though? I guess. Do we need a motion for that?
No, I don't
I
think so.
I
You
don't
can
think
just
so.
direct the
I think
chief
it's
to
just-
Okay.
Yeah.
It's spending money,
advertise
so
as
that's-
appropriate.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I know, I know, so.
Well, no, you standard procedures to go ahead and,
Maybe what we'll do is we'll post a couple flyers in the PD too, because I'm sure some of them want to come over.
You can take it out of you can just take it out of the police budget and use that.
okay, so now, have we got,
I
Hey, you
think we
guys can do
get,
the same.
have we got all of your motions now, chief?
Yes,
I think we
thank
get,
you very
Everything?
much for the,
Okay, so now we're gonna
100 motions.
move to the police side.
We will start out slow.
Please.
First and foremost, a motion to remove Joe Holler from the lateral list per his request in an email that he had sent to us.
I'm gonna give Patty a moment to,
I
you got
I
that?
got it, yeah. It's
Okay.
being recorded, so.
I'll make that motion.
thank
Then-
you.
Yeah,
Glenn has made, Ella has seconded. Is there any additional discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
aye.
Aye, motion is carried.
For the record, we did receive a resignation from an officer creating an opening, and we have a letter from the village manager saying that there is a position open. Going through our basic eligibility list, we would request a motion to remove the second candidate from our list based on the discussion that we had in executive session, that being Sean Knutson.
Okay.
And you want him removed, not just passed over?
No,
Removed
removed.
based on his background.
Okay.
I got removed.
Just making sure.
I got removed,
We will
so.
not be revisiting this one.
Gotcha.
Okay. Al?
I'll make the motion to remove Sean Knudsen or
Knudsen.
Knudsen, come
from
on.
the eligibility list.
It's not Swedish. You can't, you know.
Okay, are you seconding?
Yeah, I'll second that.
It's been moved in second. And you have all the information, right? For removal, Sean, okay. Any additional discussion or comments?
No, we don't have to do
Seeing
anything.
none, all
Aye.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion is carried.
We don't have anything to do with the 38th officer. That's just gonna come through at a whatever.
Oh, it's
letter.
coming,
It's coming.
right now.
Just wait, it's coming.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, and now with the position open for 38th officer, we would request of the commission to make a motion to allow us to offer Elsa Franco the position for full-time officer.
Okay,
Okay, I'll make that motion.
Glenn has made the motion.
And I'll second.
Al seconded to move forward with the hiring of Elsa. Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion is carried. Okay, now you've got another one.
We also would request of the commission to allow for a motion to allow us to promote Brian Ruby with the condition if the board passes the budget, which allows us to add another sergeant's position.
So the motion would be to hire Brian Ruby based on
No, promote.
Promote
Promote.
from officer to sergeant.
to sergeant.
Yeah, it's
Got
to
it.
conditionally
Base,
promote
yeah,
if the budget is approved.
if the budget's approved.
Yeah, I can do that one.
You can
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Glenn has made the motion,
got that one.
Second.
Al seconded. Any additional questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion is carried. Okay,
Two more things, I promise.
no, that's, we'll get them all done at once.
I'm not here. For the position of 39th officer, if the board approves the budget, there is a line item in there for a 39th officer. We would like direction from the commission if they would allow us to go ahead and start backgrounds on some suitable candidates off our eligibility list and our lateral list. It doesn't necessarily have to be a motion, it's more like direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
direction or, yeah, right, it's just direction because as long as you get the approval, you can be
Yeah.
able to start it anyway.
Okay. And here's
Absolutely.
Here's the last item. What we've been noticing from other departments, and Dan will chime in where he sees fit, that they have a continual lateral list. instead of establishing a list, letting it expire and going to another one, it seems exhaustive and time intensive, and it wastes a lot of time. We're also missing out on suitable candidates because our list is closed. What we would be requesting of the attorney is to take a look and see if we can draft an amendment to our rules for our fire and police to allow it to be a continual list.
Okay.
And we have a sample wording from Westmont.
Westchester.
Westchester, excuse me, oh boy. Yeah, Westchester. I put the cover page from the rules and then also the germane pages 62 through 63, where there's a line in there that it says successful candidates, it's on page 61 at the very bottom. Successful candidates can be added to the lateral entry eligibility list on a continual basis by the board. There's also scoring that we might want to consider. I don't know if you took a look at that on page 62.
Well, that's the complicated part, because I think some departments just accept the lateral and they do an interview and they just have a meeting on who they want to hire based on experience. But, because if we're doing a scoring, it's kind of hard to do a scoring and an ongoing. I mean, normally if you're doing scoring, you got, 10 applicants and you're
Yeah.
interviewing them all and you're scoring them as you go along. Is the scoring required? Or can you accept applications, conduct an interview, place somebody on a list with no numbers, and then the board can decide, hey, this person has the most experience, this is who we want to hire. And it's kind of shady on whether or not that's what's happening in some other PDs or not. And I think it is happening in other PDs. We typically score, go by a list.
Yeah.
So you're not ranking them then? They're not ranking them?
Well,
If we have to, we
yeah.
will.
I mean, yeah. But how would you rank if we're accepting them on an ongoing basis?
Well, right,
So that
yeah.
would be,
Well, and then also with the ongoing basis is that name, it has to be a date next to it because they're only good for that list for 2 years.
2 years, right.
So that's also part of this process. So our goal is then to have a continual list, first and foremost.
Okay.
If you can do a little bit of research, and
Yep.
allowing us in our bylaws to have an amendment to have a continual list, and then the most simplistic way to allow us to do that.
Okay, all right. I will.
So the attorney has homework then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
That's your Christmas present.
the list we have now is what, 4 names or 5 names left on it? And we know there's been people already hired on it. I mean, to be honest, we might go through it right away.
Right,
By the next meeting, we may be asking to redo the lateral list again, so
right.
that's what we're trying to figure out, what are our options,
Okay. Yep. All right, I will check that out.
And if there's a scoring mechanism, we can abide by that as well. We will figure that part out. Some of the suggested scorings that are in the Westchester list do make sense, where you can actually pass or fail based on the background alone. And do we have anything else?
I think the only thing is confusing in there, because they go back and forth between the regular test and the lateral, and at the bottom, at the end of it, it talks about the lateral again.
Yeah,
So, and there's also the part in there about passing to, hire, certified officers on the regular list. So it is a little, ours is
Yeah.
confusing too, the way it's, even the law is confusing the way they wrote it,
yeah,
but,
well,
um,
yeah. That is true. All
so,
right.
but I know that they're just accepting applications as they come in.
Oh, okay.
And how they're scoring that, I think they're just doing it based on experience, and
Yeah.
they're placing somebody on an ongoing list, but, what would be the proper way to do that if it's,
Right.
I'm not saying they're doing it right or wrong.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna ask.
All right, I will do some research and get back to you guys.
Eric,
We got 2 things.
Thomas,
Okay, thank you.
just enter it into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've had a full morning.
Yeah,
Tired.
And, my gosh. Are there any other questions or business or anything else? But before I let you go, I was trying to go for a theme of a partridge and a pear tree. I couldn't find partridges, and pear trees are too hard to carry around. So you just get then the pear and cheese.
Are you adjourned? Adjourn the meeting?
No, not yet.
that's sweet.
So you have your
Thank you.
your partridge in a pear tree.
I got,
But no tree.
Hey, that's more- that's why
I
you-
got breakfast, I got breakfast.
Thank you. Okay,
Thanks, Ray. Yeah, you're so sweet.
it's very sweet
No,
and
thank you.
nutritious.
Yeah.
You have to enter it into the record, pear, and
Yeah, right.
another turn, Jeff.
You're gonna have
There
to
you
be
go.
chairman all
Thank
the
you very
time,
much.
Ray. You can't
Thank you very
retire.
much.
Right.
Okay, if there's no other business then, wish you all a very happy holidays and safe.
Right.
If you're traveling, safe travels. I expect to see you all then, after the first of the year. With that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn,
Make a motion to adjourn.
okay?
Merry Christmas.
And it's 12 minutes after 9.
I will second that.
It's been moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Motion's
Sandy,
carried.
if we meet at our regular times, I will not be here in January and February.
Right,
So I'd have to call in or something, for those 2 months.
okay, we'll work it out.
Yeah, no, I'm just to let you know.
Depending what the issues are, if it's not very many issues, then
Then you don't care.
We'll moan.
Then you don't care if I'm here or
we'll
not. then
moan